Hello, welcome to Hope and this webinar on navigating your wellness. My name is Dr. Ellen Awad and I work in the Student Life Office and right now specifically with the new Student Orientation Program. And we are so excited to meet you this fall when you arrive on campus in just a few short weeks. Hope that didn't make you nervous. Tonight, if you have questions, you can pop them in the Q&A feature down at the bottom of your screen. We are excited to let you know that we have three great people from the Hope community here to talk with you tonight about navigating your wellness. First, we have Bill Ressner, who is the Director of Counseling and Psychological Services. After Bill will be Cindy Sabo, who is the Director of our Health Center. And finally, we have Matt Margarone, who is a chaplain in Campus Ministries, specifically for athletics. And so without any further ado, I'm going to hand it off to Bill.
Thanks, Ellen. And I'll echo what Ellen said about welcoming you here and really looking forward to having you on campus. It's kind of a ghost town right now. It's always nice to have people around. So Counseling and Psychological Services is the place on campus where you go for mental health counseling. We have a mix of social workers and psychologists there, and we are equipped to handle a wide variety of issues that students present with. From things like adjusting to college, maybe being anxious about that, or connecting with people, or struggling with classes. We can help you with those things. We also see a lot of students who are coming in and already have been working with a mental health provider. So we can help be a transition for that care. And we do that a lot. Maybe students have already been diagnosed with a mental health condition. We're equipped to do that. If necessary, we can help make referrals to the community maybe if you need to work with a psychiatrist. Cindy will probably talk a little bit about the health center. The health center does handle some basic psychotropic medications, but they also will refer out if it's something that's a little bit more complicated than they feel comfortable handling. So we offer a wide variety of services. In addition to the counseling that we do, we have individual and group counseling. So we have a variety of groups that we'll offer. We also do a lot of outreach on campus. So you might see some of us in your residence halls doing a presentation on dealing with stress or learning mindfulness meditation, or a variety of things. So we really like kind of getting out of our office and meeting you guys in your place. We're located on the top floor of the Boatman Center. We're the only thing up there, so we're pretty easy to find. Just take the stairs up and you can't go up anymore in the Boatman Center. We're open basically 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And we have same day scheduling of appointments. So if you want to see someone, you call and there will very likely be an opening the same day for a 30-minute initial appointment. And then after that appointment, you'll talk with your counselor about what the next steps might be if you want to schedule another appointment down the road, or if you just want to wait and call back the next time you want to come in. We also have an after hours on call service. So let's say it's midnight and you're really struggling, maybe having some really dark thoughts, not feeling good, and you think it would help to talk to a counselor. All you do is call the CAPS number, and you'll get a recording, and it'll say if you need to speak with a counselor immediately, just press 1. You press that and you'll be connected to a mental health professional from our on-call service that we have. They will talk with you and do whatever intervention is necessary, and then we will be informed of that so we can do follow-up care for you the next day. So that's a really nice service to have. Everything we do is confidential. That's state law, that's professional ethics, and that's even from parents. A lot of students wonder about when they come in if parents can call up and say, hey, how's counseling going for my student? We can't even acknowledge that you're coming into CAPS unless you have given us written permission to do so. So maybe you do want us to talk with your past counselor. You would talk with us about that. We'd have you sign a release of information form, being very specific about what things you want shared and not shared, and then we will contact that person. But if someone just calls in and we don't have a release, we're not even going to acknowledge that you've been there. That's same true with any staff or faculty on campus. A lot of time we get professors referring students in, they're concerned about them and just want to know how they're doing. Unless you've given us permission, we can't say anything. It doesn't show up in your transcripts that you've been into CAPS. It's not part of your academic record, so it's all confidential. So if you want to schedule an appointment, you just call or stop in. We are doing hopefully doing all in-person sessions this year, but we are equipped to do virtual. And even if a student, if you prefer to do virtual for whatever reason you have, we're already set to go with that, and that's not a problem. So when you call to schedule an appointment, you can say, if you'll probably be asked if you want to be seen in person or do it virtually, and then you can have your choice about that. So that's kind of nice that we're able to do both of those things this year. Let's see what else. We often encourage students, even if they feel they're doing great, just to come in and meet us and see some faces and get that initial meeting out of the way. So if there is a point later on in the semester when maybe you're struggling with something, you've at least met somebody at CAPS and maybe feel a little bit more comfortable coming in and talking with someone. So we love to have students just pop in and say, hey, and if you just want to say, I want to meet someone and see what the office looks like, we love that. That would be great to do. So I think that's the basics about CAPS. So I will turn it over now to Cindy to talk about the Health Center.
Thank you, Bill. I'm Cindy Sabo. I'm the director of the Health Center. So I'll tell you a little bit about our Health Center. First of all, you have a Health Center. All registered students can be seen in the Hope College Health Center. We are located in the Dow. Okay, so where the pool is. So that's where you'll find the Health Center. Our goal is to help you, the student, be as healthy as possible so that you can participate fully academically and socially with the ultimate goal of graduating successfully, because that's the ultimate goal, is to get you a Hope College degree. So that's where we want to help you, assist with that. So we're here for you. If you need our services, we just need you to reach out and use your resources. As I said, we're here, where you're located in the Dow. We're here for all registered students. Our hours are also Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. We prefer appointments because we're trying to work around your class schedules. Occasionally it works out where somebody walks in and says, hey, can I be seen? And it works out great because we don't have anybody at that time. So we will definitely take you. But your best bet is to give us a call and make sure you get an appointment that works with your schedule. We are staffed by physicians, physician assistants, and registered nurses. So most days we have a physician assistant and registered nurses on staff. One day a week we have a physician and registered nurses on staff. We also, in addition, have an athletic trainer that is part-time for the regular student. So the student that maybe over the weekend you were running and you pulled your, pulled something in your knee, you need somebody to see, or you fell down the stairs and rolled your ankle, those kinds of things that you can see an athletic trainer for, to assess those injuries and help you determine how to treat them. We also have x-rays available if there's a concern of a fracture. Anything that would be a serious injury, of course, we'd want you to go to the emergency room. But if it's kind of a thing you're just wondering about and you're not in serious distress, you definitely can see us. So give us a call for that. Another service we have for students is we have a registered dietitian also that is part-time. So she is there to help students with their nutritional needs. So maybe it's something where you're not finding what you really like in the CLETs. You want to gain weight, you want to lose weight, you want to eat better for performance. You're gearing up for a marathon and you want to know how to help yourself succeed with that. So those are things you can schedule an appointment with our registered dietitian as well. Kind of looking over my notes, make sure I haven't missed anything for you. Services that we provide: wellness, illness, and injury. Wellness is actually our #1 thing, and that would be immunizations. So we provide immunizations in our health center for any of the required immunizations. So if we require it, we stock that. So you're able to get that with us. Flu vaccine. We will be stocking COVID vaccine this next year as well. And then also we do a lot of travel immunizations. So we stock a lot of travel immunizations, which we haven't for the past year because nobody traveled. So we're excited to welcome that back. So we also do travel education for groups that are traveling, and even individuals. If you're traveling on your own for Christmas break and you're going to, say, Taiwan, and you want to know if you should have any immunizations or any diseases to be concerned about when you go there, you can get a hold of us as well, and we can talk you through that. Illness, anything you'd see your home doctor for, you can see us for. We do the basic strep, mono, flu, urinary tract infections. We do COVID testing. We've gotten very, very good at that. We're very good at nasal swabs now after last year. So anything you'd see your home doctor for, you can see us for. With COVID, I will say, we don't want students to just assume it's not COVID when you have symptoms of COVID, vaccinated or unvaccinated, sadly. So if you have symptoms, it's probably best to give us a call and just get a test, make sure it's not COVID before going forward and spreading that virus to others. Same thing with influenza. We have that last year. We didn't have any influenza because everything was really low key with that. But we don't want students just assume it's not flu, meanwhile spreading it on to others. So we try to keep our disease control as much as possible. As I said, injuries, we have an athletic trainer that is there for us. We have mental health services, as Bill alluded to. Sometimes students come to see us first and want to talk about medication for a mental illness. We will encourage the student also to coordinate with counseling because they're going to be more successful when you have the two combined. Maybe the student has met with somebody at CAPS and somebody at CAPS has suggested to talk to somebody about medications. But that would be our role, is to help facilitate that. And again, as Bill said, if it's something that is beyond our scope of practice to where a psychiatrist would be needed, we would help arrange that as well. We also have a gynecologist that comes in once every 3 weeks for annual exams or anything like that. So we have a lot of women that come in that have maybe severe menstrual concerns, or they've never had a gynecological exam before. They're 21 now, they're due for their PAP. So those things they can see the gynecologist for. And as I said, we have the dietitian. Whenever we are closed, there is an on-call physician available. So even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you wake up and you've got a stomach ache and you think, oh, is it gas or is it my appendix? You're not quite sure. Call the on-call doctor. They'll explain your symptoms. They'll talk you through it, and they will let you know what you should do. If they want you to go to the emergency room, they're going to let you know. Or if they want you to take something, kind of monitor it. When to call back, or to call us maybe first thing in the morning. So you always have healthcare advice available. You just got to use it. And your RA would know that phone number, but it's on our website as well. Obviously, when we're closed, if something cannot wait until we open again, urgent care is available in the area. And if you're having an emergency, we definitely want you to go to the emergency room. We don't want you to wait for us if you're having a true emergency. As Bill talked about confidentiality, we are as well bound by confidentiality laws too. So for students that are 18 and older, we will not share your medical records with anybody unless you give signed permission to do so. For those that are under 18, when they're here at school, you should have just received a form today to sign for minor consent for treatment from your parents, because technically we can't even provide you a flu vaccine unless your parent agrees with that. So please look for that email. We'd encourage parents to sign that and have that on hand before your student comes to see us, so that we're not having to set them aside, put the student we have to wait for your permission and wait for your phone call. We hope they can just get care as soon as they need that. Now, how do you pay for healthcare in the health center? We do not bill other insurances, but all full-time students have something that's called the Hope Health Benefit. And what it does is part of your tuition package, and it's a benefit, it's not an insurance, but it allows students to come into the health center and not worry about using your own insurance and your co-pays and your deductibles. It allows you up to $1,000 of health care every year in our health center. And I will say, first of all, $1,000 doesn't sound like much in the real world, and it's not, but we are not here to make money. We are here to provide services. Our fees are very, very low. We have only a handful of students every year that might reach that $1,000 per year. So most students don't even come near that. If we order an x-ray or we need lab work done, that would come under the Hope Health benefit. If you see the athletic trainer, the dietitian, all of those services would come. The only thing that we have a copay for as of this time are prescription medications. We stock a lot of them right in our clinic. So you don't have to worry about going to the pharmacy, again, using your insurance. So common medications we stock right there. You can leave right out the door with them. And most of those have a $5 copay. Those can go on your student account or be paid at the time of service. We also have a lot of over-the-counter medications. So if you can't get to a store and you need some cough syrup, you need some Mucinex, you need Sudafed, allergy meds, you can just stop into the health center and get over-the-counter medications. Now, those are not covered under the Hope Health benefit, but we can definitely supply you with that. And that fee, again, would go on your student account or be paid at the time of service. I think that's about it for the health center that I can think of at this point in time. I think our game plan with COVID this year is to do like we did last year. We're just going to roll with it. We are just going to keep changing as that virus changes, and we just have to keep modifying our plan, and we will do our best to help you. But see us, call us if you have any questions. And I'm going to turn you over to Matt now.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Bill, as well. My name is Matt Margarone. I'm the chaplain of athletics here at Hope, and I am so excited that you're joining us this fall. It's going to be an awesome semester. And one of the things that we really take seriously at Hope is our students, our faculty's emotional health, their physical health, and also their mental and spiritual health. And that's really what we do at Campus Ministries, is we really try to provide opportunities and spaces for all students, no matter where you come from, no matter what your background is, that you feel welcome and invited into a space where you can develop and grow in community, hopefully grow in your faith, and grow in opportunities to be with other people. So as I said, I'm the chaplain of athletics, but tonight I'm going to be speaking for what we provide with Campus Ministries as a whole. And so we have 7 chaplains on staff. We have a chaplain of small groups, of discipleship, of worship in the arts, of immersion trips. And then we have our dean of our chapel and our senior chaplain. And we're all here to serve you. Our chaplains have backgrounds ranging from ordained pastors to licensed professional counselors. And so we really try and meet the needs of our students, male and female, coming from different backgrounds. We provide services where people can meet one-on-one, and we also provide large group experiences as well. So our mission really is 3-tiered. We gather people together, we nurture our students, and then we send them out knowing that they're going out into the world after hopefully 4 years. The gathering part happens really, the biggest gathering that we have is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have a chapel service at 10:30 that students are welcome from all over to come. There is no class during that time. It's an open time period. And so anyone who's on campus can come and get to hear great speakers, worship, and have a time of just reflection and worship together that brings our community together every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Another thing we provide is small groups. So students that are coming into Hope and they're looking for a place to connect, they're looking for community, people that have shared interest. We have small groups. Over 350, 400 students last year were involved in small groups throughout the year. Male, female, freshman through senior, coming in and get to connect through small groups. We have retreats in the fall. We have a men's and women's night out where students get to go hang out and connect with each other. And then we have immersion trips, hopefully this spring, depending on how COVID goes. We go out on trips and we send people together where they get to go and serve and learn about different cultures and in different places in the country and around the world over spring breaks. The nurture piece is that we provide one-on-one mentoring, one-on-one meetings. Sometimes you want to talk to a chaplain, you hear them speak, or you meet them on campus and you want to set up a time to just meet, just have a conversation. We provide those opportunities where you can come and you can just sit with a chaplain. It could be a one-time thing, or it can be a multiple session. So you could just email us, chaplain@hope.edu, and then we would connect with you with a chaplain, or you can find us on the website and individually and personally and seek out a specific chaplain depending on connection and needs, and we'd love to meet with you. We also provide groups. These are different types of groups. Depending where you're at in your faith, you might be just wanting to explore it for the first time. We had a new Christians group that went last year. On the other side, we had a group for people who were skeptical about faith and had all their questions. And so they could come with any questions that they had and just ask them. And so we provided a skeptics group this year. But there's tons of groups, and the best place to find that information is on our website. So like I said, our goal is to send you out deeply formed, knowing that you have a community of people around you. We really believe in the spiritual health, and that happens through formation, both as an individual, but also in community and groups. And so we really want to provide as many opportunities for people to explore and grow in their faith as possible. And so if you have an idea of something that you would like to have happen, come talk to a chaplain and we will get that set up. So how do you get connected with Campus Ministries? Number one, we are located in this building called the Heister Hope. It's basically the House of Hope, and it's in between the BSC, Boltman Student Center, and Collin Hall and Pine Grove. It's kind of right centered in the middle of campus. It's a place where you can come, get a cup of coffee, you can sit and study, and also meet chaplains and find out what we have available for you. So it's a nice building right in the middle of campus where you can check that out. You could email us or check us out on our website, or we have Instagram pages as well where you can follow Hope College Campus Ministries to keep up to date as well. One of the things that COVID did provide last year is that we began to live stream and record all of our chapel talks. So if you're not feeling well, or you're not able to make it to a chapel, or if parents want to sign in and check out what's happening in the spiritual life of Hope, those will all be live streamed and things that you can follow along this next year, which is kind of a benefit of last year, is that we figured out the technology of how to do that. So that's the big picture. If you have any other questions about what Campus Ministry provides and how to connect from a spiritual health and spiritual formation piece, feel free to reach out to us at Campus Ministries. I think that's it for me from now, and I'm going to pass it back on to Ellen.
Thanks, Matt. And thanks, Bill and Cindy, for sharing about your offices. Hey, we were going to have a student speak tonight, but the student had a last minute conflict. So I did a little poll of some students I know, and I just wanted to share a couple things for you to think about as you are thinking about how to balance being a college student at Hope. And finding like a wellness pattern of life that works for you. So the students that I talk to suggest these ideas. Find ways to relieve your stress. That might be reading, that might be exercising, that could be taking a nap. Just find what works for you to make you feel better. That might also be getting outside, some fresh air, some sunshine, that can always do the body good. The students also suggest that you set aside time for socializing and you set aside time for studying. And those should probably be two different times. Sometimes you can have casual studying where you're also being a little bit social, but when you really want to concentrate, find that time in a space that works for you to really hone in on your homework and what you need to get done for class. Another suggestion is that you actually sleep. I think sometimes new to college students think, here I am on campus. I have so much freedom. Who needs sleep? But actually, we all need sleep. So make sure that you work in healthy routines for getting sleep, not leaving all your work to the last minute. but having a bedtime that you set for yourself and having a time when you wake up each day to keep yourself on track. Another suggestion from our students was to find an organization system that works for you, and that might take some trial and error. And that's a good thing to talk to a resident assistant about in your hall on campus. Ask what works for them, ask your friends what works for them if you're struggling to find that organization system that works for you. The last thing that they suggested is to take some time to reflect and identify what is working for you and what's not working for you as you start as a college student. A month in, just take a little bit of time and adjust as necessary. If you have been cramming for class or not getting all your work done, figure out how to shift your life and choices that you're making to accommodate for that. The one last thing that they said is it's okay to say no to things. Sometimes when you're new in a community, you want to say yes to all of the opportunities that exist. You might have a fear of missing out, but just know that it's okay to say no. It's okay to take time for yourself so that you can balance everything that's on your plate and have a successful semester at college. We're so thankful that you tuned into this webinar, and we cannot wait to see you. If you have questions in the coming weeks, please email firstyear@hope.edu and we will get an answer back to you. Thanks so much. Take good care.